Oh, this is so very important. You know, the lock in 2007 when we started the Nest project, and we basically looking at seven new locks on the Mississippi and Illinois River, and this is a great step in that direction. Lock 25 going from 600 to 1,200 feet because it just makes things more efficient. You know, basically when you think about it, instead of having to break them barge tows in two groups and taking them down, which takes about 3 hours or so, you can just take that one barge tow and go right through in about 45 minutes. So that's really going to change the efficiencies of the river as we keep getting these locks being built.
Efficiencies mean help on the basis for the corn industry too.
Definitely, because I mean we're basically at the mercy of whatever the cost is of that transportation going up and down. So with efficiencies on the river helps the basis and also helps us when it comes to selling grain to foreign countries, because let's face it, South America's been expanding and working on their infrastructure. We used to be #1 when it comes to transportation, and now they're catching up to us, so we got to stay ahead of them.
Now, you are farming in southwestern Illinois, about as close to the Mississippi River as any corn farmer can, since you've got Mississippi water over your cornfields now. Are you delivering most of your corn to a Mississippi terminal?
Yeah, we basically work with some of the terminals there in the east side of St. Louis, and work with our local co-op down there. But yeah, we deliver a lot of. I mean, most of 90% of our grain ends up going down the river, at least.
So as the river goes up and down, tell me what problems that causes for you.
Well, we've definitely, a year ago we had the problem. We were at a -2, so the barges could only load at about, 2/3 of what they should be able to load. Now we're the other extreme, which is still good for transportation. But as you said before, we've got some water in the river bottoms that, between rain and the river, went up, about 15 feet in the last week. So we've got some areas that now that we've had planted, it's got some water on them.
Now, you certainly can't do, or national corn growers can't do anything about how much the river goes up and down. But is there anything else that that the organizations and agriculture could do to help out those challenges for transportation?
Well, the biggest thing is we just need more people to explain why it's so important for the river and the locks and dams. I mean, we need to get these 7 locks to 1,200 feet from 600 feet. I mean, that would help immensely. So anyone that has any discussions with anybody, with your congressmen, your senators, I mean, explain to them how important it is to agriculture that these locks and dams be finished and do them in a timely manner to get them done.
Stan, what's the impact and the importance of changing this from a good lock to a bigger lock?
Yeah, so changing it from a good lock to a great lock. The single biggest impact is on freight, on the cost of freight and our overall competitiveness, and on our ability to deliver on time. Because they'll be able to do things, I heard them in the speakers here today say that it goes down from 2 to 3 hours to do that 15 barge tow to 45 minutes to get it through. And that's a significant impact in making sure that we get stuff available to our customers on time where they want it.
That really should help out the soybean basis.
I would certainly hope so. It makes me wish I was a little closer to the river.
And of course, there's a lot of soybeans that go up and down the river. You have looked around the world at soybean exports. You know those folks that really need them, and we are shipping them to them. This is really one of the keys in the whole how the world goes around.
Yeah, it really is, Stu, and the world doesn't stay still. The thing that's so important, and referenced in my remarks, is that we must continue to maintain and expand our infrastructure, because other people are doing it. It's one of those things that our competitors, like the Brazilians and the Argentinians, can do. They can invest money to improve their ability to deliver and close that gap. So we have to stay ahead of that and keep investing and improving our ability to deliver and on time and on location.
You have just stepped off of chairmanship of the US Soybean Export Council. Tell me what lessons and surprises you learned and saw from that exploration of where US soybeans are needed.
Wow, that's a tough question, Stu, but there's one thing that comes immediately to my mind that I heard in so many places that's an impediment to trade, and that's currency. availability of U.S. currency. In many of these countries, they have a demand, they have a desire to purchase U.S. products, but the banking system doesn't make the U.S. funds available to them so that they can transact business. So availability of currency is a huge impediment for us in many places around the world.
Now, is that something that the American Soybean Association and USB could look at as far as suggesting ways to Congress that how things might be changed to overcome that problem?
Well, it's really above my pay grade, but I really believe that the decision is by the sovereign countries and their banking systems and their governments of how they make those funds available. So it's largely within the control of the customer's government that dictates how much of those funds are available to do commercial trade.
So a suggestion to our Treasury Department to convene a global conference on currency could be the thing that would resolve that.
Yeah, I would say again, foreign currency, I ran across that, Stu, in so many different places around the world. It was a common theme and an impediment to our ability to transact business.